Welcome again to the lecture series on signals and systems. In the previous class we have seen about the unit step signal and some problems we have seen and some properties of the unit impulse signal. Sir, welcome again to the lecture series on signals and systems. In the previous class we have seen about the unit impulse signal, that is some properties of the unit impulse signal we have seen, and that is about del of AT, that is equal to 1 by modulus of a del of t, and f of t into del of t minus a, that is equal to actually f of a into del of t minus a. And finally we have seen about the integral t is changing from minus infinity to plus infinity, f of t del of t minus a into dt, that is equal to f of a. So all these things we have seen and some problems also we have done, and we will continue our problems in this lecture. So that is about problems on the basic signals only. What we have studied till now on those topics we will see the problems. So here one signal is given, that is f of t. For this signal we need to find the derivative. Okay, so generally if you observe this signal, when t is changing from minus infinity to minus 3, here amplitude is 0, and when t is changing from minus 3 to 0, it is a ramp signal. When t is changing from 0 to 3, the amplitude is minus 3. When t is changing from 3 to 6, the amplitude of the signal is decreasing, and when t is changing from 6 to infinity, the amplitude is 0. So like this the signal is there. Now for this signal we are not writing the mathematical expression, we need actually here derivative. You can do in another way also, that is you can able to write the mathematical expression and then you can able to calculate the derivative. Here I am doing the derivative part only without writing the mathematical expression. So simply I will directly I can able to write the derivative for this one. Okay, but for that you need to observe this one very carefully. I have said that about the amplitudes, but what is happening exactly at t is equal to 0 and what is happening exactly at t is equal to 3 means two discontinuities are available. At t is equal to 0, the amplitude is changing from 3 to minus 3 suddenly, and at t is equal to 3, amplitude is changing from minus 3 to plus 9. Okay, so in this way the amplitudes are varying. So when t is less than minus 3, what happened here? The amplitude of this particular signal is 0. So here I am writing directly the answer. Okay, that means I am writing the derivative part. When t is less than minus 3, here amplitude is 0, so the derivative part is equal to 0. Okay, after derivation whatever the values we are getting, that I have written here. Next we are interested now when t is changing from minus 3 to 0. When t is changing from minus 3 to 0, actually in the original signal what is there? Ramp is there. Okay, so what is the mathematical expression for this one? If you know that, we can able to write the derivative for that one. So here the coordinates at this point is 0 comma 3 and the coordinates at this point is minus 3 comma 0. Okay, and find the slope for this one, that is for example this is x1 comma y1 and this is x2 comma y2. Then we can find the slope, that is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Because it is increasing signal, it is having positive slope only, that already I have said to you. When time is increasing, if the amplitude of the signal is also increasing, that surely contains the positive slope. If you find also, you will get the positive slope only, that is 3 minus 0 by 0 minus of minus 3, that means slope is equal to 1. So this one is having the slope is equal to 1. And for the ramp signal, if you do the derivative, you will get the slope only. Okay, derivative of the ramp signal is equal to slope only. So I can tell the derivative of this particular signal when t is changing from minus 3 to 0, the derivative is equal to 1. Next, at t is equal to 0, suddenly the amplitude is decreasing from 3 to minus 3. That is discontinuity. Sudden change happened from the amplitude 3 to minus 3. That means how much change is there in the voltage or how much change is there in the amplitude. That is from 3 to minus 3. So final value is minus 3, initial value is 3. So minus 3 minus of 3 means minus 6 we will get. Minus 6 we will get. That means it is the sudden change with the amplitude of minus 6 is there. So this is a discontinuity. In our previous classes we have discussed about the discontinuity derivative, that is an impulse signal. Because you see here, in the last class only we have discussed about this one, d by dt of u of t. D by dt of u of t means del of t we have written, because u of t is like this. For the negative side amplitude is 0, so derivative is 0. For the positive side amplitude is 1, so derivative is 0. But exactly at t is equal to 0, discontinuity is there. The amplitude suddenly rises from 0 to 1. So 0 comma 0 and it is 0 comma 1. So if you take the slope of this one, derivative means slope only. So calculate that one, that is 1 minus 0 by 0. 0 minus 0, that is 1 by 0, that is infinity. That means that is the impulse signal we are getting at t is equal to 0. At t is equal to 0, that is infinity amplitude. That is with infinity amplitude we will get. So what is the conclusion here? Derivative we have performed for the u of t signal and we got the impulse signal. This is impulse signal only. In other words, we can tell the derivative of the discontinuity is giving the impulse signal only. So wherever you are having the derivative for the discontinuity, you can take the impulse signal. Now it is also discontinuity, but the amplitude is changing from 3 to minus 3. So final value is minus 3, initial value is 3. So 3 minus 3 means minus 6 you will get. So you will get exactly at t is equal to 0. It is the discontinuity. Discontinuity derivative is impulse signal with the amplitude of minus 6. Minus 6 into del of t. Derivative. Here I am writing the derivative. Next, from minus 3 to plus 3. Sorry, from 0 to 3. When t is changing from 0 to 3, the amplitude is minus 3. It is a constant. Derivative is 0. Next, exactly at t is equal to 3. Exactly at t is equal to 3, the amplitude is suddenly changing from minus 3 to 9. Minus 3 to 9. Final value is 9. Initial value is minus 3. So final minus initial is 12. So with 12 change in amplitude, there is a discontinuity. So if you find the derivative for that one, you will get 12 into del of t. Here we have taken plus 12 into del of t. Here we have taken minus 6 into del of t, because final minus initial we have to perform. At t is equal to 0, amplitude is changing from 3 to minus 3. So minus 3 we are doing here. At t is equal to 3, amplitude is changing from minus 3 to 9. That means 9 minus of minus 3, that is 12. So this is also over. Next, when t is from 3 to 6, when t is from 3 to 6, the amplitude of the signal is decreasing. As time is increasing, amplitude is decreasing, so it is having negative slope. That we need to find. So here coordinates are 6 comma 0, here coordinates are 3 comma 9. So if you find the slope for this one, that is 9 minus 0 by 3 minus of 6, that is minus 3. So that is equal to minus 3 you will get. So the derivative will become now minus 3. If you perform the derivative for the ramp, you will get the resultant is slope only. Slope we have calculated, that is 3. Here I have written 3. Okay. Next, when t is greater than 6, when t is greater than 6, here amplitude is 0. For 0 amplitude, what is the derivative? 0. What is the derivative? 0. Now all these are derivative parts of this particular signal. So combinedly I am writing. So derivative of one signal is also signal. That signal I am drawing now. So every signal is with respect to time. Now I am taking d by dt of the signal given is f of t. So d by dt of f of t is also the signal. When t is less than 3, amplitude is 0 for the derivative part. When t is in between minus 3 to 1, sorry, minus 3 to 0, amplitude is 1. when t at exactly at t is equal to 0, what is the derivative part is involving? Minus 6 into del of t, minus 6 into del of t. That means minus 6 with one impulse we can able to represent, no need to write del of t. Next, from 0 to 3 amplitude is 0, amplitude is 0. Next, exactly at t is equal to 3 amplitude is 12. With impulse we have to write, so no need to write a del. Okay, that impulse itself is representing, it is a del. Actually that is a delayed version because it is available at t is equal to 3. Next, from 3 to 6 amplitude is minus 3. After 6 amplitude is 0. So this is the derivative part. Like this we can able to tell. Okay, it is the derivative of the given signal f of t. So in this manner you have to perform. Okay. Now for this signal we need to find the integral. It is a given f of t signal. Now for this one we need to do the integration. Now I will do this problem by taking the mathematical representation. Okay. So f of t is equal to, it is like unit step signal. So u of t is available. Now you see here one del of t is there, but instead of availability of this impulse signal in the first quadrant, it is available in the fourth quadrant. That means amplitude reversal has been happened, and this is available at t is equal to 1. That's why I need to write del of t minus 1. If you take simply del of t, that is available at t is equal to 0, but this del of t is available at t is equal to 1. Okay, this del of t minus 1 is representing the impulse availability at t is equal to 1, but here amplitude is under the negative side. That's why here minus. This is the impulse available at t is equal to 2. That's why minus del of t minus 2, and this is minus del of t minus 3. Del of 3 minus 3 t minus 3, and it is going on like this. That means del of t minus 4 and so on. If you take minus common, plus 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 and so on. Okay, now it is equal to, we need, what we need to do, this is the mathematical representation for the given thing. Now we need to perform the integration for that one. So if I do the integration for this, we know that integration of u of t is r of t. Previously we have proved that the derivative of d by dt of r of t is u of t. So you perform the integration on both sides. So integration derivation will be cancelled, and here you will get r of t and integral u of t dt. That means integral of u of t will give r of t. So we are doing the integration for this entire signal on for this entire equation, left side and right side. So integral of f of t dt is equal to integral of u of t, that will give r of t. Integral of del will give u. Okay, that is, we did d by dt of u of t is equal to del of t. That means integral of del will give u of t. So but this is shifted by 1 second. So you will also get a unit step signal shifted by 1 second only. Del of t integration is u of t. Del of t minus 1 integration is u of t minus 1 plus del of t minus 2 integration u of t minus 2. Del of t minus 3 integration u of t minus 3. Del of t minus 4 integration u of t minus 4. So like this we have done the integration part. This is the mathematical expression. Now we are going to draw the graphical representation. Okay, so how r of t will be there? R of t is like this. At t is equal to 0, amplitude is 0. At t is equal to 1, amplitude is 1. At t is equal to, amplitude is 2. At t is equal to 3, amplitude is 3. At t is equal to 4, amplitude is 4. Like this we can able to draw the r of t. Now u of t minus 1. U of t minus, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this it is there. U of t minus 1 means u of t should be shifted right side by 1 second. So this is u of t minus 1. Next, u of t minus 2. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. U of t minus 2 means shifted by, u of t should be shifted by 2 seconds. Next, I am erasing this one. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4. U of t minus 3 means like this. So it will be continue like this. Okay. Now what we need to do? We need to subtract this total summation u of t minus 1 plus u of t minus 2 plus u of t minus 3 and up to so on from the r of t. So first I will add all these things, u of t minus 1, u of t minus 2, u of t minus 3 and so on. Okay. So plus, plus, plus and so on. I will get that one as like this. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. So if you see u of t minus 1, there is no amplitude in between 0 and 1. But from 1 to infinity, when t is changing from 1 to infinity, amplitude is 1. Here in this signal, when t is changing from 2 to infinity, amplitude is 1. So this signal is having 0 amplitude from 0 to 2, that means 0 to 1, 0 to 1. If you see these three signals, 0 to 1, 0 amplitude, 0 to 1, 0 amplitude, 0 to 1, 0 amplitude. 0 plus 0 plus 0 will be 0. But only this signal, that is u of t minus 1, is having the amplitude of 1 from 1 to 2. That's why here we got 1 amplitude. This is 1. Next, this signal and this signal both are having the amplitude 1 from 2 to 3. When t is changing from 2 to 3, u of t minus 1 is having the amplitude 1 and u of t minus 2 is also having the amplitude 1, not rest of the signals. This signal starts at t is equal to 3. So only these two signals are having the amplitude of 1 from 2 to 3. That is 1 plus 1 will become 2 from 2 to 3. And it is and so on. Okay, 3 to 4. 4 to 5, 6 to 7 like this, these two are having like this. So if you add these two signals, you will get like this. But in addition to this one, we need to add this also. This is having 0 amplitude from 0 to 3 or from negative side also. So 0 to 3 there is no problem. That is the thing. From 0 to 3, this is the combination we can able to use. But from 3 to infinity, when t is changing from 3 to infinity, amplitude is 1. So this 1 should be added to this one from 3 to infinity. So already here 2 is amplitude is there. If you add 3, you will get like this. You will get like this. Okay. Next, if you add another signal, you will get like this. So orally, the resultant signal will be like this. Resultant signal means we are this is a signal representing only this part, u of t minus 1 plus u of t minus 2 plus u of t minus 3 and so on. So sorry. So like this it will be going on. Okay, this is only for this part, u of t minus 1 plus u of t minus 2 and so on. Okay, then Now we have to subtract these two. Okay, you see carefully. From 0 to 1 its amplitude is 0, but from 0 to 1 it is increasing up to 1. I am drawing now resultant signal. Okay, this is the final one. That one we can tell integral f of t dt. From 0 to 1 like this. This signal is there, this signal is not there. So whatever it may be, that is minus 0, you will get same thing. So ramp signal from 0 to 1, 0 to 1. Okay, now listen carefully. At t is equal to 1 its amplitude is 1. At t is equal to 1 its amplitude is, you can say 0, for the time being you can say 0. Okay, next from 1 to 2 it is increasing up to 2. Okay, from 1 to 2 it is fixed at 1. Exactly at t is equal to it is 2. Exactly at t is equal to it is 1. So 2 minus 1 means that is 1 only. Okay, and it is increasing 1. If you see in the middle, it is 1 point, at t is equal to 1.5 it is 1.5. At t is equal to 1.5 it is 1. So if you subtract these two, 1.5 minus 1, that means 0.5 you will get. So at 1.5 you should get a 0.5. Like this you will get. Otherwise you simply take this as like this, 0.5. Okay, at 1.5 also it is 2, it is 1.5. So here you will get like this. Okay, so you see carefully, at t is, when t is changing from 0 to 1 it is 0 to 1. It is 0 only. So 0 to 1 it is changing, it is 0, so you will get 0 to 1 over. But exactly at t is equal to 1 it is rising up to 1. It is rising up to 1. It is at t is equal to 1 it is 1. So 1 minus 1 should be 0. So we have to say that from this signal we can tell that t is equal, when t is changing from 0 to 1 it is rising from 0 to 1. So that we have satisfied. 0 to 1 it is 0, that's why we have to see this signal only. So 0 to 1, that is over. But exactly at t is equal to 1, this is having the amplitude 0 and also the amplitude 1. It is changing from 0 to 1. So both things we have to take into the consideration. Whenever discontinuity is there, we need to see the problem very carefully. So whenever exactly t is equal to 1 is happening, what will happen? The amplitude is suddenly rising from 0 to 1. If it is 0, amplitude is here 1. If it is 0, because exactly t is equal to 0, if it is 0, this is 1. So 1 minus 0 is 1. So satisfied. This is satisfied. But if it is 1, at t is equal to 1, if it is 1, because it is changing from 0 to 1, I am considering the both cases. One is 0 amplitude, one is 1 amplitude. Like that I am taking. So at t is equal to 1, if the amplitude is 1, it is surely 1. At t is equal to 1, it is 1 only. So 1 minus 1 will become 0. So at t is equal to 1, if it is 0, the total subtraction will become 1. But at t is equal to 1, if it is 1, total subtraction will become 0. Are you getting? You see, at t is equal to 1, actually what is happening? Amplitude is changing from 0 to 1. If you take this one, the subtraction of these two, at t is equal to 1, it is surely 1. So 1 minus 0, that is 1. But if you take this one, the subtraction of these two will be 1 minus 1, that is 0. So these two things you should represent. 1 to 0 will come. That means here also you will get discontinuity. Are you getting this one? This is the point you have to understood from this problem. Next, but as time is going on, at t is equal to 1.5, its amplitude is 1. At t is equal to 1.5, its amplitude is also 1. 1.5, sorry, its amplitude is 1. This amplitude is 1.5. T is equal to 1.5. This amplitude is 1.5. So 1.5 minus 1 will become 0.5. So it is 1 means here 0.5 will be there. You will get like this. Okay. Next, exactly at t is equal to 2, what is happening? You see again. Exactly at t is equal to, this signal amplitude is surely 2, there is no doubt. But here exactly at t is equal to 2, exactly at t is equal to, its amplitude is changing from 1 to 2. Exactly at t is equal to, amplitude is changing from 1 to 2. Amplitude is changing from 1 to 2. If amplitude is 1, exactly at t is equal to, it is 2. So 2 minus 1 will be 1. If this amplitude is 2, 2 minus 2 will be 0. So what is the meaning of this one? Exactly at t is equal to, we should take 1 to 0. Like this will get. And this will be continued, you will get like this. This is the resultant signal. Okay. So don't confuse here, you practice well, then it will be easy for you. Okay. Now, represent the signal f of t in terms of g of t. So they have given f of t signal and then they have given g of t signal. We need to write this f of t signal in terms of g of t. That means you perform some operations on this one, and using those things we need to write this f of t in terms of some operations of the g of t. You perform time shifting or time scaling, whatever it may be, amplitude shifting, amplitude scaling, like that, whatever it may be, but finally you should write f of t totally, that should be in terms of the g of t only. If you observe these two signals, g of t is a rectangle pulse signal available from, as t is changing from -1 to 1, amplitude is 1. So simple rectangle pulse signal, its duration is 2 seconds, that is from -1 to 1 with amplitude 1, that is g of t. Now we need to write f of t in terms of g of t. Okay, so you see this one, I can say it is a combination of 3 rectangle pulse signals. First rectangle pulse is from -3 to +3 with amplitude 1. Second rectangle pulse signal -2 to, I am talking about this one, -2 to +2 with amplitude 1 only, but that is added with the previous one, that's why that will come above that one with amplitude 2. Okay, then I am taking another rectangle pulse signal, that is from -1 to 1 with amplitude 1 only. But if you see, this particular rectangle pulse signal is similar to g of t only. It is from -1 to 1 with amplitude level of 1 only. This amplitude level is also 1. This amplitude level is also 1. So this third one is similar to g of t. Now you think about this. How to get this one? How to get this particular rectangle pulse? Or how to get this particular rectangle pulse? Okay. So one is over. This is nothing but this one. If you add that one with this and then with this, you will get the total f of t signal. Now you see, this is first one I am taking, this is second one, this is third one. So first one is equal to g of t as it is, no doubt. Now I am trying for second one. Second one I am taking. Second one is actually looking like this. That is from -2 to +2 with amplitude 1. How to get this signal from g of t? Amplitude is 1, amplitude is 1, so no need to perform anything on the amplitude, but this is the expanded version of this one. It is of 2 seconds duration, it is of 4 seconds duration. So we need to expand this signal, that means we need to perform the time scaling operation by taking the scaling factor less than 1, then expansion will come. So it is equal to, I can write g of 2t or t by 2. 2t means compression because 2 is greater than 1. So t by 2 means where the scaling factor a is equal to 1 by 2 less than 1, so expansion will come. So this is g by 2, sorry, t by 2, g of t by 2, then you will get like this. Okay, now another one, third one I am taking here. Third one is also a rectangle pulse signal, that is from -3 to +3 with amplitude 1, and it is looking like g of, now you tell about this. Again we need to write this one in terms of the g of t. It is of 2 seconds duration, it is of 6 seconds duration. So it will be expanded by how much factor? Factor 3. Already I am telling expanded, so by the factor 3, or scaled by the factor 1 by 3, like that you need to tell. So g by 3. So already we know how to get g of t by 2 from the g of t. We have to divide this time axis with 1 by 2, you will get this one. If you divide this time axis with 1 by 3, you will get this one. Okay, so now you have this particular thing. Next this one, this one. If you add these three, you will get the original signal f of t. So finally I can write f of t is equal to g of t plus g of t by 2 plus g of t by 3. So this is the answer. Over. Simple. Now the problem is based on discrete time signal. So discrete time signal f of n is defined as, so they have given f of n is equal to 0 when n is less than minus 2 and when n is greater than 3, and they have given f of n is equal to 2 elsewhere. That means in the remaining time f of n is equal to 2 only. Then draw f of minus n minus 4. So this is shifting and here reversal, both operations we have to perform. Okay, so first I will try to draw the signal, then you see very carefully. This is discrete time signal, so independent variable is represented with n, and n will take only integer values. So this is f of n, this n should be represented in the square bracket. F of n is equal to 0 when n is less than minus 2. This is 0, minus 1, minus 2. N is less than minus 2, they have given not less than or equal to. So you should take zeros from minus 3 onwards to the left side. So like this you have to take. Next, and it is 0 when n is less than minus 2 we have represented, and it is 0 when n is greater than 3. So 1, 2, 3, from 4 onwards, when n is equal to 4 onwards, you will get the amplitude is zeros. You will get the amplitude is zeros. But in between minus 2 to 3, elsewhere means in between minus 2 to 3, amplitude is 2, that is fixed. It is fixed, so that you should not draw like this, because it is continuous signal. How we have to draw? It is discrete signal means you should draw the samples only. You should draw samples only, like this. Every sample is of the amplitude 2, then that is nothing but constant 2. This is the given signal. So we have represented this one as graphically, and remaining times it will be zeros only. Okay, 0, 0, 0. When n is greater than 3, that means 4 onwards. When n is less than minus 2, that means minus infinity to minus 3. Up to this time and this time amplitude is 0, and in the remaining time, that is from minus 2 to 3, amplitude is 3. Amplitude is 2. If you take here also 0 or here also 0, your problem will be wrong. So be careful while doing problems on discrete time signals also. Next, now we have represented the given signal. Now we need f of minus n minus 4. So first what I need to apply? Shifting property. So by default you take the shifting property only. That means I am going to draw f of n minus 4. So because it is a time shifting property, it should be compared with time shifting operation, not the property. Time shifting operation, I need to compare this one with f of n minus n naught. In case of continuous time, f of t minus t naught or x of t minus t naught. Now by comparing these two, I got n naught value is 4, which is greater than 0. That means I will get time delayed version. Because it is positive, I will get delayed version. So how to get that one? After identification of the n naught value in the continuous time, after identification of the t naught value, that t naught should be added to the time axis. Now after identification of the n naught value, that n naught value should be added to the time axis. Everything is same. Okay, so now I am going to draw here f of n minus 4. So minus 2 plus 4 will be at 2, minus 1 plus 4 will be at 3, 0 plus 4 will be at 4, 1 plus 4 will be at 5, 2 plus 4 will be at 6, 3 plus 4 will be at 7. For these samples you will get the sample value is 2, and rest of the samples will be zeros only. Those zeros will also be shifted like this you will get, and here also -1 zeros are there. Here amplitude is 2. Okay, how many samples are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here also 6 samples. These 6 samples have been shifted to right side by 4 seconds. You see, if you take, this is the signal starts at n is equal to -2. Here signal starts at n is equal to +2. That means 4 seconds the signal has been shifted to right side. So this is f of n minus 4. After that, what we need to do? F of minus n minus 4 we have to calculate. That means we have to do the time reversal for this one. So in order to do the time reversal, we have to rotate the signal with respect to y-axis. So rotate this signal with respect to y-axis. Actually these samples are available at 2 to 7. So in the time reversal version you will get from -7 to -2. So whatever the sample is available at n is equal to 7, that will be available here at -7. The sample which is at n is equal to 6 in this signal will be available at -6 in the time reversal version. The sample which is at n is equal to 5 will be at n is equal to -5. The sample which is at n is equal to 4 will be at n is equal to -4. The sample which is at n is equal to 3 will be at n is equal to -3, and the another sample will be at -2 with amplitudes 2 only. So the resultant signal will be like this, f of -n -4. So this is the thing asked by the people, that is draw f of -n -4. We got that one. So this is the answer. Over. Now we need to represent del of n in steps of the u of n. Already we have represented del of t in terms of the u of t. What is the relation in between these two? That is the derivation relation or integration relation. The derivative of u of t is the del of t, or integration of del of t is u of t. Compulsory you have to show here limits. You may confuse with this one. In the previous classes many times I have told that the area under the impulse signal will be equal to 1. That means I am telling integration of the del of t is equal to 1. Here also we are doing the integration, but instead of writing 1, why did we write here u of t? There is a difference in between these two. If you perform the integration by taking the limits or values, you will get the number. Okay, but if you do the integration by having the one of the limits or both the limits are variable, then you will get the signal or the function. The integration of del of t is one actually del of t is the one signal. If you do the integration, you will get one more signal. That depends upon the limits. If the limit is a variable, you will get the signal, but if the limit is constant, so you will get the number. For one simple example I will take. Integral, for example 2t I am taking dt, and t is from 0 to t. This is one integral we have to perform, and another one is same function 2t only, but t is from 0 to 1 I am taking. Okay, you see here 2 is constant, we can write outside. Integral of t is t square by 2, and limits are 0 to t. It is equal to cancel, so t square, upper limit is t square minus lower limit is 0, so t square is the answer. Here 2 is the constant, we can write outside. Integral of t is t square by 2. 2 will be cancelled, t square will be there. If you substitute the limits 1 minus 0, that is equal to 1 you will get. You see, integral of 2t dt, integral of 2t dt, but here upper limit is t, but here upper limit is 1. Here limits are constants 0 and 1, some numbers are there, but here lower limit is constant, that is okay, but upper limit is variable. You can get a variable in the lower limit also, there is no problem. So what did you understand here? Here the integration of 2t is giving the t square, but here integration of 2t is giving the number 1. What is the difference you are observing here? Because here limits are values, you will end up with a value. Here limits are variable. Okay, limit is variable, that's why you will get the function like a signal. So 2t integration will give t square. 2t integration will give t square. Here 2t integration is giving 1. What is the meaning of this one? If you draw the signal for this, the last value will be, that last value means when t is equal to 1, it will also give 1 only. You see here, you are doing the integration from t is equal to 0 to 1. What is the last value? T is ending with what value? 1. You substitute here t is equal to 1. 1 square means you will get 1 only. Both are same. But here you are calculating exact area from 0 to 1, that is 1. Here you are calculating the how that integration function is changing. Okay, how that integration is varying as t is changing from 0 to 3, sorry 0 to 2, sorry 0 to t. Okay, this t can be 1, this t can be 2, this t can be 4, whatever it may be. You can do the integration up to 2, up to 3, up to 4 like that. So if you know this one, if you know the function, simply you will substitute here. What is the integration of this 2t from 0 to 2? If you substitute t is equal to, you will get 4. You try to do that one, you will get 4. What is the integration of 2t from 0 to 3? You will get 9. 3 square is 9. You will get 9. Okay. Here you leave it everything. Just you need to remember one thing. That is, if the limits are values, you will end up with the integration will be end up with a number. If any one of the limits or two limits are variable, answer is again variable only you will get. That may be the signal. Here also same thing. Previously we have seen this equation. Integration of del of t dt, I am always saying it is 1. Okay, because here limits are minus infinity to plus infinity. These are values only. Infinity means large value. Negative side large value to positive side large value. If you do the integration for the del signal, you will get 1. But here you are doing the integration by taking the upper limit is t variable. So you should get here function only like t square, like t cube, like that. So integration of del of t will give u of t. And why do we get here u of t means already here proof is over. If you do the derivative for u of t, we are getting del of t. So if you do the integration for del of t, you should get u of t. But what about this? Because here limits are there, you will be finding the area. So area is equal to 1. Okay. So with this, what did you understand? To get more knowledge in the signals and systems, you need to know what is variable, what is constant. That is first thing. While doing the integration, you need to identify which is variable, which is constant. That is first thing you need to know. Next, these integrations. You see here, integral del of t dt, here I have written u of t. Integral del of t dt, here I have written 1. What are the reasons for that? That you need to know. Okay, so with this example only, you can able to conclude that the limits are also very, very important. So in signals and system subject, don't forget to mention the limits. Limits will also be matter. Okay, that is the thing. Now, this is about the continuous domain. How we are representing the del of t in u of t, that is about this one. That is d by dt u of t, that already I have explained. Okay, by taking the derivative for the left side part of the u of t, for the right side part of the u of t, exactly at t is equal to 0, what is the derivative, all those things we have seen, that is over. Now the thing is, we need in the discrete domain, how we are going to represent del of n in terms of the u of n, that is important here. So we will see now. Del of n, how it is available? This is del of n with amplitude 1. Okay, at n is equal to 0, amplitude is 1, that is del of n, u of n. This is u of n. Okay, now simply you think how to get this del of n from this u of n. U of n is actually having the del of n only. The del of n is nothing but one sample with amplitude 1 at n is equal to 0. That is there here. So all these things should be removed. Okay, u of n means so many samples are there like this. At n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. So many samples are there. This will be continue like this. But we need only this sample. Okay, we need only this sample. For that, what we need to do? We need to remove all these things. How to remove all these things? First, you establish all those things. How to establish all those things? Simply by shifting u of n by 1 second to the right side. If you shift u of n to the right side by 1 second, you will get like this. Here sample is not there. I have just represented the amplitude here. So this u of n is actually starting from n is equal to 0. U of n minus 1 actually starts from n is equal to 1 onwards. So what is our need? I need to represent del of n in terms of the u of n. How u of n is there? I know. How del of n is there? I know. But by observing u of n, I can say that this is the first sample only I need. I don't want remaining samples because the first sample itself is the del of n. So I need to remove all these remaining samples. So how to represent remaining all samples? Like this, u of n minus 1. If you shift the signal to the right side by 1 second, that is u of n minus 1, you will get this one. Now whatever you don't want in u of n, that is available here. So you subtract that one. So finally you will get u of n minus u of n minus 1. You see here, at n is equal to 0, amplitude is 1. At n is equal to 0, here amplitude is 0 actually. So 1 minus 0 is 1 only you will get. That is at exactly n is equal to 0. In remaining time, so here 1, 1 minus 1, 0, 1 minus 1, 0, 1 minus 1, 0, 1 minus 1, 0, all are zeros. So what will you get here? It is equal to simply only one sample, that is at n is equal to 0 with amplitude 1. That is del of n. So simply the difference in between the unit step signal and shifted by 1 second unit step signal. Okay, delayed version of the unit step signal by 1 second. In between these two, the subtraction will give this